everyone and welcome back to another video with me Shruti Vashisht. You're watching Living Our Ascension. So this is a special video because I'm making a prediction for the next 20 years because on the 21st of December we have the Jupiter and Saturn conjunction in the sign of Aquarius, and this is kick-starting the Aquarian age, which we've been speaking about for years and years. You know, people on the path of ascension know about the Aquarian age. We've been speaking about it. We've already been feeling it and living it. But astrologically, it's kind of like it's becoming physical now. So there will be many changes that are happening within these next 20 years. And today in this video, I want to bring to you what kind of changes can ascending souls specifically look forward to. What is happening on the path of ascension for those that are on the path of ascension. And you know, mostly I got some, let's say, visions or symbols regarding what's going to happen in the next 20 years, and I'm going to be sharing that with you and expanding on it as much as I can. But usually when you receive a vision, you know, it's you can say more potent. It's like packed, you know, with these light codes. So that one symbol, let it unfold in your heart, whatever these symbols that I'm going to be speaking about here, and of course I'm going to be giving you my own interpretation as well. And right before I begin, I just want to tell you that I'm in Goa in India, and this is like a huge beach. So I thought it was pretty appropriate to film here because it's called the Great Conjunction, the Saturn and Jupiter conjunction. These two planets, they really manifest things. So wherever they are manifesting in your chart, wherever they're meeting in your chart in the sign of Aquarius, whatever house that is what you will be serving as, you know, in the next 20 years in the Aquarian age. And of course this is very individual for each one of us, whatever our chart looks like. The ocean is right behind me, but there's also this little pool that's there. So you can't really see the ocean because it's just so strong, the light right now. But it's a huge beach basically. And it's just this sense of grandness that it's giving me, you know. I thought it was a nice place to film this video for the conjunction. Okay, so if you would like to hear what I have to say and all the points that I have to share with you today, then keep watching this video. Please subscribe if you're new, and check out the different kinds of services that I have on my website, livingourascension.com. The links will be below. I have a new service in which if you like these predictions that I'm making, then I can make personal ones for you, and it's at quite a discounted rate. It has to do with what your purpose will be in the Aquarian age. I will bring through some messages. I'll channel through some messages regarding that. So check out that reading also below this video. And now, if you're ready, then we can begin. Okay guys, so the very first point that I want to speak about was the vision that came to me, and it was of the eye landing. And if you know anything about the eye or what it means to you in spirituality, it's you know, there's different kinds of eyes, like the eye of Horus and stuff. But to me, this is like the eye of God, the eye of Source, the all-seeing, you know. And the eye landing, to me, what that means is that the God potential is landing on the planet. Of course, it's been here for those of us who wanted to activate it. But what I've been feeling is that it becomes much more practical for you to live it as well. So, you know, we have been sort of living it to some degree, and there were many changes that were happening. For example, many ascending souls who chose the new in one way or another, especially regarding their career, their life mission, whatever it might be, you know, like it might be a change of place where you live, but the mission essentially, you know, more than career, at the core of it, it's your mission, which again is not always just one thing, but there can be this larger mission as well that all of us have. And that mission, for many of us, even though we were living it in one way or another, we almost felt like we didn't have a lot of physical support. So there was always a lot of support, like almost like miracles happening, you know, these spontaneous events that would happen that would lead up to whatever we were feeling. But at the same time, people around us might have looked at us and thought that, you know, the same thing is not that practical. But now those things in this age will become practical. So I really got this feeling very strongly, and you know, it makes sense as well, because it's the beginning of the Aquarian age, so the Aquarian potential is here now. So it's like we will have solar power, so all of those things that you have been undermined for example, you know, the masculine within us, because the way that the world runs right now. There's a lot of this old masculine, which is a lot about, you know, just taking this action that does not come from a deeper place. It's more about this outer prosperity without the balance of the inner, without knowing what really brings you fulfillment, what nurtures you, and the balance of that. So when we step on the spiritual path at first, often we are inclined to go within. You know, there's much more of a focus. Sometimes it can take a few years. It just depends on the individual. Some people go back and forth, but there can be more of a focus on the inner things, on building those inner qualities, getting in touch with what we are at an inner level, which is really, really important. But at the same time, even those of us who anchored that balance of the masculine and feminine, it was still hard to live it in the physical and get support, physical support, you know, whether it's in the form of praise from other people or a success in terms of prosperity and money coming in for that, for living your purpose. All of that is here now because this is the Aquarian age, and actually anything that is of the old, where people are trying to hold on to old structures, is dead now. It's like, you know, we've been speaking about this, of course, on channels that speak about ascension, but now it's really dead because it's like, you know, physically, like astrologically, the age has begun, you see, with this conjunction. So it's like in the next 20 years, it's all just fading. Like it's almost like people won't be able to hold those older structures. You can play with it for a while, but again, there's a cost to that, you know. There's a lot of, you can say, quote unquote, suffering involved, because if you're resisting something, then you're experiencing resistance within. You're not flowing with life. It's like, you know, life is saying that there's this grand conjunction that is here, the Jupiter and Saturn conjunction. Jupiter is the grandest planet. It's like larger than life, but it's also this grand purpose within. And that potential is here, and Saturn is like the most physical planet. So it's like, you know, we have the higher law blending with the lower law, and the potential of that in the sign of Aquarius, which is the sign of equality, equality for all, you know, ingenuity as well, new technologies, which includes like spiritual technologies and, you know, healing technologies and all of that. So and basically what Spirit was trying to say to me was that some things will just die very quickly because there's this quickening that's happening. And again, all of these concepts that I'm speaking about, they're not really new, but they're really just coming to be now. They're becoming much more physical. Like we used to speak about it at an individual level before, you know, like people who are going through ascension are going through this, but this is now becoming more of the masses also join in this and will have to experience this. They'll be going through their own collective shift. And so there is much more potential there, especially for those of us who are almost like, you know, ready to go, because we have anchored a certain potential, and let's say certain physicalities did not match up at the same level. But now that they do, it's like, you know, we can go much faster. Everything speeds up. And even for those who are holding on to the old, it's like this quickening. They will still experience it, but at the same time, it'll bring up a lot of chaos within, because all that is stuck and suppressed just suddenly comes to the surface, you know. So there's this quickening, and we can choose whether we just flow with it and go downstream, or we make it chaotic for ourselves, you know. And of course, those on the path of ascension, for the most part, we've gone through that process of knowing all of those things where we were holding on, we were resisting and stuff. So the focus now in this age is not about on healing. It's your platform is here now. It's like, you know, if you imagine a stage and you had been rehearsing and preparing, and you know what a good actor you are, you've honed your talents, you've interacted with other people, and you know how to play off of them and all of that. Now the stage is set. It's like a grand stage. Your grand stage is here, you see. And so there's those people who have never wanted to experience this. They don't even know about its existence, and now suddenly it's this new thing here. But we have been preparing for it. We have been longing for it, you know, and in so many ways we are ready for it as well. So it's right here now. So all we have to do is we get to play, basically. We get to co-create, and changes will happen very fast. You know, you might think that this is something new, but at the same time, it's kind of like Spirit was speaking to me. Spirit was sort of bringing me these messages of like old cassette tapes. Depending on how old you are, you might know that there used to be these cassette tapes where we would record songs that would come on the radio, or we would buy them, and you know, there'd be these physical tapes, and they were replaced by CDs. And then even CDs, like nobody uses CDs anymore, really, you know. It's all just there's nothing physical anymore. It becomes more subtle, less heavy, less dense. So technology changed so fast just within my lifetime, you know, such a short span. But now that the Aquarian age is here, it's about that fast change of technology. So it's going to be even much faster. And this doesn't only apply to like cassette tapes and stuff. It applies to things can move very fast. You see, we don't sometimes realize it, just how fast things can move and how widely things can change within just one lifetime. And so why I'm bringing through this message is because many of us, you know, we give up hope sometimes. Those of us who have been on the path for a while and we tried things and they didn't seem as practical, they didn't take flight. So that success is here for you now. It's going to take off because the Aquarian age is here. Okay, so of course new technology is going to be very, very needed at this time because the masses now, this is coming to the masses will be going through their process. I have a friend who's a psychologist and you know, it's like I was preparing for this video and this message came through her to me, and of course I know it myself too, but this is how life synchronistically brings you messages. And they were saying how, you know, with the whole I'm not going to mention the word, but how 2020 has been with that situation. Everyone is like there's so many more people that are upset, that don't have jobs or are depressed in some way, and this person got so many clients or you know, so many people wanted to work with them. They wanted assistance, they wanted help. That wouldn't be the case before. So you can see how people are not used to sudden changes, you know. They don't understand that the way that life flows, if you don't hold on and you go with life, you're going to be healthy, you're going to be supported, and you have to be open to changes. Sometimes things are a little bit more uncomfortable, they can be a little bit more unfamiliar, but at the same time there's these blessings when you go with it. For example, for me, I got COVID. First I got typhoid and then I got COVID. I don't think I announced it on this channel because I wasn't making videos at that time. I spoke about typhoid. And then right after that I also got COVID, but it wasn't a big deal. I just had it for like 2 days that I had fever, very low grade fever as well. And pretty much I just lost some of my taste and smell, but really nothing much, you know. But some of my family members, for example, were hospitalized, and again it wasn't that big a deal, but it was precautionary and whatnot. And I was exposed to I was staying in the same room as my brother. I was quarantining in the same room as him, and he had the highest load, and it was like a really high load as well. And we were sharing the same double bed basically, and even then I got such a light, like nothing much happened to me basically, even though I was exposed to that. I was even helping him. So some of my friends, you know, they were saying it's because of your diet, because I'm on a vegan diet, even though to be honest, like lately I've been eating very unhealthy. It's still vegan, but just because it's lighter, you know, even that makes a big difference. When you live in fear of something, people will try and exploit you. You know, they'll say that this disease can happen, that now you need to do this and that. But if you flow with life, you will see opportunities in everything, you know, and relatively the changes will be way smoother. Like I said, you know, I got COVID and it's like the best thing that could have happened because nothing much happened. You know, I've had fever and flus that were way worse. This was really like I think my fever was like 99 for 2 days, that's it. But right after that, because I had immunity, I was able to travel, and you know, I was doing it responsibly as much as I could. Again, I mean, I have a different opinion on this. You don't have to agree with me, but I do feel that the quicker that we move this through the population, because it eventually has to, right? So it's like you hold back and small businesses shut down and there's all these things that happen. But anyway, I guess this video is not really about that. But the point is that I got to travel after that. I went to the mountains, and then right after that, you know, I'm here in Goa. It's like so different, and I feel like it's anchoring within me the potential that I have for next year, you know, and not just next year. This revelation also came to me about what to do in 2021. This big thing that I'm going to, this big shift that I'll be making. That, you know, I'm not going to announce it publicly, but it's just something that came to me. And I can feel it within me, how it's changing. I plan to travel more, hopefully. And I don't know if you watch this, those of you who watch this channel might have watched this video from me a while ago, maybe it was a month ago or something, and I was speaking about moving to the mountains and changing home and stuff. So this situation in 2020 has also brought that to us. You know, I've been working, so I've been getting my salary, and at the same time I've been getting to travel, to see different places, to explore potentials. It's really been, I wouldn't have done this on my own before, unless this had happened. So it's an opportunity. Everything that happens is an opportunity, and it's really opened up this new potential for the next year for me because of the things that I've experienced on these trips, and the what I'm feeling within me. So this new age, of course, every new age is beautiful. This is a beautiful new age. It's a very, very fertile time for those of you who have already been living it, who've already been responding to the call of life, to the flow of life, who've already been living it. And now it's just physically here, so it's going to support you in all ways as well. So when the eye of God or eye of source lands, what that means is that the God particle is moving through us in new ways, in ways that can become more physically manifest, more directly experienced. Of course, everything is source anyway, even if it's disharmony. But at the same time, when we experience harmony, we experience that oneness with source, whereas the other thing is a experience of separation from source. And at a higher level, one is not better than the other. But of course, we love to experience that, embody this beautiful oneness, and that's what this age is about as well. Old absolutely does not exist anymore, even though we've been speaking about it for years on Ascension channels, but now it's really more true than ever. It's like it's completely dead. It's gone, like cassette tapes. That example that I was giving you, it just doesn't exist. Cassettes might exist, people probably have old ones, and maybe you can even buy them, but who uses them? There's no use for them. They're dead, practically dead. So that's how it's going to be for anything that anyone who is holding on to the old and who's trying to do things from the old way, from more fear-based ways. Eventually they will be shaken up, and they have to then sort of surrender to this new. So the second vision that was shown to me was of the earth having these orgasms, and you know how they speak about the female orgasm, where one builds upon the other. There's like these waves upon waves, and you can keep going and going. And it's like deeper, but at the same time more expansive. So the earth, I felt that the earth was having these orgasms, and almost like there was also this vision that I had of the earth becoming like Coachella. I haven't actually been to any of those festivals, but just the ideal version of it that I imagine, something like that, where everybody's coming together and they're celebrating divine love. They're celebrating even those people who don't have access to divine love yet, in the masses. There's just this more flow that is available. Like I'm seeing, because I got out, for 6 months or however many months, 7 months, I was just in one house, only going to the market, and because of 2020. But then I got out, and there's a completely different reality. So as I've been on these trips, I've met different kinds of people that I wouldn't have met otherwise, because they're simply not a part of my social circle otherwise. And in the first trip where I went to the mountains, I just met people who were also fellow travelers. This trip I'm staying with some friends of mine, and I met basically their friend circle, so people who work very different jobs, live very differently from me. So there were these conversations that were had, and I'm not going to be like best friends with any of these people, but at the same time there were some codes that were exchanged. Like I was seeing what's happening in the collective, how 2020 has affected people. Some of these were business owners, very intelligent people, very successful people, and how they're speaking about life, how they are also accommodating, but at the same time making the most of everything that's happening. There was this person who has a business, like a social, what is it called, like a social change sort of a company, and they were speaking about how I asked them this question, that because people are not coming into work, they're not coming into your office anymore, is it that they're becoming lazier, that there's less involvement? And they said no, in fact, it's not like that at all. Things are different, but at the same time the work quality is not affected. So this is something that we are not told. Like I'm sure that all these companies and powers that be, the way that the world is run, this is what would be told to us. Like unless something like this happened, they would just keep telling us that if you don't come to work and you're not here from this hour to this hour, how would the company function, and this and that would happen. So there's these innovative solutions that are coming up, and we're seeing that life is not as rigid as we have made it. People are experiencing that, and people of all backgrounds, as well, not just those who are on the path of ascension or into spirituality. So it's coming into the collective, this more flow, this energy of divine love, to whatever level they have access to it or wish to play within it. And so there's this intermixing that's happening within people desiring that change, those who have a more physical frequency, who have a more physical focus, desiring that change of finding flow, and what balance means if they haven't done that in their lives. At the same time, those who did let go and were focusing more on their inner life and have anchored a certain level of being, they get to also interact, and there's codes exchanged for success as well, so there's this overall balance that happens, that because the Aquarian age is about that. It's about meeting somebody who is very different from you, and embracing them as a brother or a sister, like a society, like we live together. Of course, it's also about finding those that have the same values as us. So usually there's this shared value that is there, which is why you meet people. There's this shared value that's there that brings you together, but at the same time you might be quite different from each other. And because of that, you build something that is greater, that is larger, that is grander than just what the two of you can accomplish by yourself. So as I began explaining at the beginning of this point, I had this vision of the earth going through multiple orgasms, building one orgasm and then building and building. And I felt I haven't it hasn't downloaded to the level where I know what that means at a physical level. Of course, I'll keep you updated when, because this is a 20-year prediction, so you don't get very, very physical predictions all the time. But there's this larger vision that is there, and whoever is listening, when they feel it in their heart, it'll be what's right for them, that will unfold. That packet of light unfolds in its own way when it's received in the heart with a fully open heart. And the more that you go out and you anchor this seed of divine love in the collective grid, just because of this open heart and potential that you have activated, the more that the grid also gives back to you, the more the grid strengthens and is able to sustain you too. So this is how the crystalline grid builds. But at the same time now, we're also doing it very physically, not just as physical anchors where I'm here, maybe anchoring light, but at the same time through the exchanges that I have with other people, light codes that are exchanged that way. So we can do more with our bodies, not only just anchoring like this, but also horizontally as well. And that when that starts to happen, that is the changing of the collective energy, and then it becomes more orgasmic. For anyone whose higher heart has started to open up, you will notice how the way that I felt it and I describe it is almost like somebody wiped my heart clean. Like there's this mirror that is there and it's smoky, and somebody wiped it clean, like squeaky clean. It feels clean. It starts to feel tingly and orgasmic in the heart. And the more that we ground our power, when the I am presence fully lands, it becomes orgasmic, with our groin, and the whole of our body starts to experience that. So the earth goes through something similar. At a collective level, we go through something similar as well. Of course, it won't happen immediately, but at the same time, the heart part of it has started to open up. So we have access to that within the collective, people that you wouldn't normally connect with. So this age, because again, remember, it's like over 20 years that we have this potential. So more and more, we're going to be experiencing that divine love, and this earth having an orgasm is the vision that was shown to me. I'm not sure the full potential of what that means. Perhaps, just like sometimes you have this negative energy just out of nowhere, you don't know what it is. From now on, you'll be gradually, you'll be feeling this wave that hits you, that is just this transcendental wave of love, out of nowhere. And that's because of the potential that humans as well are activating on the planet. Perhaps that's what it means. And humans have proven this in the past, where monks get together and people get together, they meditate or they focus on this one thing that is of the light, and it sort of shifts the energy. There's less crime on that day. People have recorded things like this, so it definitely exists. Okay guys, so I'm going to wrap this video up with the last point, because I think it's getting very windy. I'm not even sure if you can hear me. But the third point is basically a combination of different things that I just want to quickly mention. And again, these are things that you have heard of, but at the same time, they're becoming very physical with this Aquarian age. People will start to realize how more balance, they will have access to more balance in life, and they'll be choosing it. So there's this, life is becoming slower, because this slow part of life is the feminine aspect, and we need to integrate that as well. We need to go into it first, and when we really allow that, and that's when we really find out what we truly are. What is it that I need, what nurtures my soul, and when we know that, then we can have those outer actions that we devote our life to, and then and then when that becomes successful, that is what brings us fulfillment on all levels, at a multi-dimensional level. So people will start to realize that this lower life matters. They've already seen it in 2020, and there will be more communal projects and reliance on each other, on especially again on people that you wouldn't normally connect with, people perhaps that are not even quote unquote spiritual. They might want something from you and you want something from them. It's an exchange of codes. So there might be lots of these interactions because it's the Aquarian age. It deals with lots like larger reach. You might have larger reach as well, working with lots of different people, perhaps for shorter periods of time sometimes, but also building, finding root with those that you share the common value with. So there'll be new communities that come up as well, that we will be initiating. Ascending souls will be initiating in terms of spirituality, and new technologies related to that as well. So there's lots of people in the masses who will need help with this. Like I mentioned somewhere in my video that my friend who's a psychologist was mentioning that so many people have been calling her for help. So there, wherever people are at, they want something higher now. And this will of course keep on increasing because nothing of the old, like I said, can stay. So it keeps going deeper, bringing up more shadow, and then people have no choice, almost like. So this is the way that we're moving into this. And of course, I feel like people like me who have been on the path, I'm sure the people watching these videos of mine, we're almost like we've been like ready, set, go. We've been on this ready, set, go mode for so long, and so now it's here. That potential is really here. There's lots of innovation as well, of course, that's to be expected in the next 20 years, and with regards to spiritual technology, with regards to how science meets spirituality and all of those things. So again, it's a time right now when we are, even though the Aquarian age has begun, but now take out some time in these weeks would be my recommendation, where you fully let go of the old. Find out what that old life of yours was, feel into that, and just let it go. There's a chapter of your life that has ended. It's done, it's gone, and you have entered something brand new that is so expansive, more expansive than we can imagine. And we just need to feel it at a light level first. That's why these symbols came through. We feel the overall broader picture of it, the broader symbol. We just allow it to feel, allow ourselves to feel, and then it'll move through the body. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I'm going to stop it now because my battery is dying, and I did have more points, so perhaps I'll make another video on how relationships are changing or other things. So please stay tuned, subscribe if you're new, and check out that reading if you want personal predictions for your purpose within the Aquarian age within the next 20 years and beyond. So check that out. It's at a discount, or I've kept it at a lower price, so I hope that you will check it out. And I will see you in my next video. Hopefully, if I have some battery, I'll catch some more clips here and I'll put them at the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. Yes.